Welcome back to Brands Hatch, now coverage of the Lotus 6 Hours. Into the pit lane and leaping out of the car is Jamie Stanley, who's been a star in the early stage of this race, largely due to his fight with that man Jack Goff, who also comes in his Exige. As the team, Fox Motorsports, get to work fettling the car. Another driver into the pits is James Littlejohn, who's been very much part of the fight at the head of the field, is unfortunately heading into the pits is the Lanzante racing car, so more problems for them as the Fox Motorsport entry exits the pit lane. All the while, though, leading the race is the Apex Tubulars car. Problems for Go Green Motorsport, however.
Stint went okay. It was sort of, we had a few issues at this, just on the green flag lap, but as soon as we got into the race, settled down, we had a good run, really.
Yeah, not too bad. First stint was quite good. Obviously, it's quite tight. There's a very fierce set of competitors out there this year, but yeah, pretty good stint. Came in second, so now obviously Paul's got over, so he should have a good run.
Well, the pit's very, very busy as the car's heading back into the race after their first pit stop. As we are well into this race, a couple of hours in.
A couple of little bumps and bangs on the car that we're sort of basically nursing around. Got no radios, you know, we're doing this all for fun and what have you, so no radios, so literally jump out of the car and just blurt a load of instructions at the guys. This needs fixing, this needs fixing, this needs fixing.
We're all going to plan at the moment, so fingers crossed Campbell will have a good stint as well, but we've had a really solid first two stints. It's all gone to plan. We've been through a tank of fuel in each one. We're sort of cruising, really. It's good.
Went off a paddock, managed to just keep it in the gravel, kept on going. I thought just pushed it a little bit too far there. So it's just great trying to just find that little tiny piece and just keep pushing on.
Our first driver change was a little bit short because we had a few problems with the car, but that was an hour out for me, and Craig's going to go out for an hour now. So yeah, it all went to plan actually.
Craig Denman taking to the circuit then, as problems for Paul Baker being pushed by the marshals. Let's have a look at this replay, and maybe some problems for the Apex Tubulars car, missing its braking point and across the gravel trap at Paddock Hill Bend. Bumps and bores its way back on track, but fortunately no harm done there. Some 2.5 hours into this race now, and still the action continues out on track with Aesop's Tortoise just leading Lahey Racing, and that is an overtaking move from the Lahey Racing car to the inside into Surtees, where there's the beginnings of a dry line just looking to form. Around Clearways, the pair of them head, and then in pursuit is the Fox Motorsports car, which is fighting right up at the head of the field still. So let's take a look at the standings with Apex Tubulars Europa Racing leading from John Danby Racing, and that Fox Motorsports car circulating in third position as Campbell Cassidy at the wheel of the Apex Tubulars car, pushing as hard as he dares into Clearways in pursuit of the Combat Laser Games Exige at the setters. Walking through Clearways, plenty of battles going on throughout the field, and a spin there, and into the gravel trap being beached there is the Team Easy car. Is he going to rejoin? He does, spins up the rears, just gets it back onto the track. It's good to see, because otherwise I think we'd have had a safety car appearing. As off goes Campbell Cassidy and into the tyre barrier at Clearways, and the race leader in real trouble. Past him goes the Fox Motorsports car, and that car, Lotus Europa, surely destined for a trip into the pits this time round to inspect the damage. That's a disaster. The race leader, it puts the Fox Motorsports car in a very good position as it scythes through the traffic past some of the Elise Trophy runners, and this could be a pivotal moment in this year's Lotus 6 Hours as the light begins to fade here at Brands Hatch. Fox Motorsports shooting the lead from Hoffman's, and John Danby Racing in third.
Well, unfortunately our light switch looks like it's failed. With the Lotus, you push the left-hand stalk forward to have the lights on full beam, and that's not working at the moment, so we're not sure if it's a switch or it's a fuse.
Well, the light now really beginning to fade here at Brands Hatch as we race into the night, and still John Danby Racing struggling to get the lights going on the Exige. Out on track though, this is when it starts to get really tricky. Some of the drivers in the quicker Lotus Cup cars having to pick their way past the Elises, which is not the work of a moment when the visibility is beginning to dip and headlights become mandatory out on track. All the while though, a driver who's really enjoying himself is Mark Fullerlove, who is in pursuit there of the race, leading the Fox Motorsports car. The pair of them plunged through Paddock Hill Bend, and Fuller Love has put together a superb run here, and he could be on the cusp of taking the lead of the race. The pair of them working around the hairpin at Druids as the headlights pick their way through the murk. I'm sure that Mark Fuller Love will know from the team on the radio that he is chasing the race leader, and his next overtaking move could well be the one to move up to the head of the field. At the same time, Fox Motorsports will be on the radio to their man saying, whatever you do, hold your position, although we're getting to the stage of the race now where it's all about making it to the checkered flag, driving a consistent lap time, not actually doing anything too rash in terms of fighting for on-track position. Because of that, the Fox Motorsport car a little bit slower to lap the Elise as they come onto Ram Straight, and this is going to be Mark Fuller Love's opportunity as he looks to dive to the inside at Paddock Hill Bend, and through he goes, taking the lead of the race as the light turns into darkness here at Brands Hatch.
Hi Jack, have you had any problems with your car?
No, to be honest, the car has run faultlessly today, so touch wood, the car will last to the end, but it's going really strong at the minute. Now it's got dark, we've made it into a Christmas tree as well, so fingers crossed we'll be there at the end.
Once more, the pits are buzzed with activity as Michael Lyons heads out, having taken over from Rob Fenn.
Was this your last planned schedule start for tonight?
Yes, it is, yeah. So hopefully the lights are back on working, so hopefully we've got a good stint ahead of us.
Heading into the latter stages of the race as final pit stops being completed. The Apex Tubulars car with its reconfigured rear end back on track.
Campbell had a crash in his stint, so we went from looking really good to looking really bad. So we're just trying to mop up what we can. I mean, good that we stopped behind the safety car, but we've got so much work to do that it's clutching at straws really.
We're now very much into the last stage of the race and doing very strongly in third position to the Combat Laser Games car, which heads up the hill into, as you can see, riding in car, just how limited the driver's visibility is. So they pick their way around the hairpin, head down to Graham Hill Bend, which you can make out from the headlights. The other cars, again, to be very sensitive on the brakes through Graham Hill Bend, accelerate up through the gears on the Cooper Straight. Is off, unfortunately, has gone Adam Knight. That car comes to a smouldering halt, and Nigel Ayres as well has had a spin at Paddock Hill Bend. The safety car, therefore, unfortunately being scrambled once more in the very, very late stage of this race, because when the darkness falls and the car is left in exposed position, the only safe course of action is to bring out the safety car to enable the marshals to work in safety. So I've got those recovery vehicles on the scene there, and it's Sean Edwards in the Apex Tubulars car who has been one of the drivers who's prompted that safety car. So the early pace setter, all sorts of problems for him in what has turned into a fairly torrid run. The cars, though, still make fantastic sight, headlights ablaze as we're well and truly racing to the night here. Brands Hatch, as unfortunately the Europa comes to a smouldering halt in the pit lane. The action gets back underway, and Michael Lyons at the wheel of the John Danby Racing car in command of proceedings, and it would appear as if this car is going to come through and claim victory in the 2012 Lotus 6 Hours. It's been a magnificent race here on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. So much excitement and drama throughout the duration, but has been the case so often this season. John Danby Racing, Rob and David Fenn, and then their guest driver this weekend, Michael Lyons, have been the class of the field. Further back, though, still plenty to race for on this restart, and frenetic actions. They all fan out under braking into Graham Hill Bend. Some of the quicker runners looking to pick their way up through the order, but this is now of no concern to Michael Lyons. He heads around Clearways for the final time, plants his right foot through Clark Curve. The checkered flag is ready and waiting. It's going to be a magnificent victory for John Danby Racing in the Lotus 6 Hours. Over the line they come, they take the checkered flag and claim the honours by almost a minute from Fox Motorsport, who will claim second position, some 50 seconds behind. And in the Elite Trophy class, very, very strong result for Bright and Quick, fifth in the race overall, but it is John Danby Racing who win it from Fox Motorsport and Combat Laser Games, completing the podium. Then Team Odrick winning the Elite Trophy class from QMet Racing. 15 cars making it through to the checkered flag, which is quite some achievement after 6 hours of very close and very keenly contested racing. Therefore, the list of those that didn't quite make it to the finish, not as long as it could have been. Unfortunately, frustration for Perry's being such a late retirement. in Parc Ferme. Jubilation for John Danby Racing. Father and son, Rob and David Fenn and Michael Lyons. Handshakes and congratulations as the Lotus drivers prepare for the final podium of what has been a superb 2012 season of racing. What better way to finish it than with cheers on the rostrum. First of all, the top three in the race overall and in the Lotus Cup class. Their champagne flies on the podium. Such a celebratory atmosphere. I'm sure some race suits will need a dry cleaning over winter as the Elise Trophy winners, Team Odric, celebrate on the rostrum as well.
Amazing to think the car's done a full season racing in one race after the difficulties we've had over the season. I think it's just a reward for the team and just so happy for everyone.
It was, you know, when we got into the lead and had a 2-lap lead and we had to come in for the light switch, we thought, no, don't tell me that's going to be the thing that stops us. An engine blow up is kind of forgivable, but yeah, in the end, we all did really well in each stints. Mikey did a fantastic job at the end in the dark.
So you're used to winning?
Oh yeah, we've won the last 4 races. So we're really
Can't get that in there.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Mikey, last word.
It's a shame for you guys this isn't part of the championship. This might push you forwards again a bit.
Yeah,
but no, fantastic job by the whole team. I'm really impressed how quick this guy is for an old man. He's not doing too bad, is he? But yeah, really tricky conditions at the end, sort of dark, bit damp. It's fantastic to be able to go around and sort of, we were comfortable once we got past Jamie. I just sort of went round, tried to keep it in one piece really and watched the minutes click by. So yeah, fantastic job by the whole team.
Congratulations guys, how did you find it?
That was splendid, thoroughly enjoyable, nice steady pace for first half of the race, and Andrew came out and upped the pace and we followed him.
Any major problems with the cars?
Well, we had some problems last night because my usual car, it broke down, so at that stage we thought we might have to go down to one car, or we didn't quite know what to do, and we ended up renting a car for the race, so I hadn't seen the car when it arrived first thing this morning. And the team did a brilliant job. They sort of went over it, made sure it was okay, and we went out and here we are.
Well, congratulations, you deserve it.
And he didn't tell Avis what he was doing with the car when he rented it.
Well, that ends a fantastic season of Lotus racing. Already eyes turn towards 2013, where the year will finish once more with the Brands Hatch 6 Hours.